My name is Bradley Voytek. I'm a Ph.D. neuroscientist. I work at currently the University of California at San Francisco. I just finished up my Ph.D. in neuroscience at UC Berkeley last year. And I'm here because I have also become a zombie neuroscience expert, apparently. So this was kind of a thing I did with a colleague of mine, Tim Versteinen, who's a researcher out at Pittsburgh now. And he and I, for fun on the side, we tried to figure out what a zombie brain would look like. And then from there we said, okay, well, given what this zombie brain now looks like, as we think it should look, based upon the zombie behaviors that we're observing, what would that tell us in terms of surviving a zombie outbreak, right? And so we came up with a couple of things. First of all, we decided that based on the pattern of brain damage that the zombies have to have, they're very susceptible to distraction, for example. So we recommend that people would distract the zombies to get away. Their memories would also have to be very poor, and so you could maybe hide for a little while and they might forget about you and walk away. And also they're traditionally very slow, right? So you could just outrun them or something. So yeah, we came up with this whole pattern of behaviors that they would have to have. So, I mean, to be upfront about this, right? This all started as kind of like a grad school lark, right? Like we would sit around and watch zombie movies, and you know, over a couple of years we talk about what would zombie brains have to look like, right? And it's really surprisingly taken off from there about how interested people are suddenly in this. The zombie genre itself has exploded in the last 5 to 10 years, right? But in terms of what we've said about the zombie brain, that all comes from observing the behaviors of zombies, right? So we watched a lot of movies and we tried to piece out these different aspects of zombie behaviors. And so you've got the inability to speak and the slow movements or uncoordinated movements, loss of memory, the habits, like in a lot of the Romero movies, especially Dawn of the Dead, right? They return to like the shopping malls. And you know, for Romero it was a comment on consumerism, but we use that as a stepping point of saying, well, people, these zombies still have these old behaviors, these old habits built in, right? And so from a neuroscientific perspective, we could actually talk about what does that mean in terms of the brain, right? So, I mean, this all came about from these kinds of discussions.